Hey everybody, how are we doing this evening? I hope we're doing great. This is your boy Joshua. It's Monday, June 18th, 2018. And of course, some new things came on yesterday. And we're going to talk about these new things, because I think it's important that I talk about the things that excite me. And I don't know if you guys watch, anything on Sunday, but Sunday's a really big day in my house. And yesterday, 2 shows came on, and they were both stunning. But one of my faves right now is Westworld. I don't know if you've been keeping up with Westworld. We're now in season 2, right? Yeah, we're in season 2 now, and I believe we're nearing the end. We're nearing the end of our season. This past episode was a lot going on. We're still waiting for Maeve to come out of her little whatever she's in, her robot coma, because that's what it seems like. But we wrote down a few questions. Our first question we wanted to know was, why is Dolores trying to destroy everything? I know she calls herself woke or whatever, and she thinks she's doing something good, but it just seems so dark. It's like darkness is just surrounding her, and that's all her life is. I mean,
it's like she's mad almost.
I mean, I'm sure it's like, her breaking out of the cave, Plato's cave, and I think that's where she is in her mind. And I think she sees all of her, brothers and sisters as those who are still stuck in the cave and those who don't want to wake up. I mean, she even went as far as changing Teddy. This is supposed to have been somebody you loved, and this, in my eyes, this was the reason why you was fighting from Joan. I mean, if he wasn't the reason why you were fighting, then why are you doing all of this? If you're not fighting for the people who are, going through, then why are you doing all of this? Because it doesn't seem like you're doing it for anybody really but yourself.
Yeah, and with the events of last episode, it almost seems like she was doing everything selfishly. Now, I don't want to spoil what happens, because you could just watch it on demand.
Well, spoil it. First of all, if you are listening to this, we are assuming that you have watched it. And if you have not watched it, I suggest you stop listening now and go back and watch it and come back and listen, because I'm not about to not talk about something because I'm concerned about spoiling it.
Okay, well, in one of the episodes, I forgot which one, Teddy was reprogrammed by Dolores.
Right.
Okay, in this episode, it was like he had a second, well, really a third awakening.
Yeah.
And he decided to defy the programming she put in. She made him a cold-blooded killing machine. He was the type of dude, he went from reasoning with people and trying to see the good in him to blow his brains out. He's not giving me any answers.
Right.
He went just south. And I guess he realized it, and it clashed against his core beliefs. And in the last episode, he ended up killing himself.
He was like, "I'll protect you until the day that I die," and then was like, "Oh, I'm sorry,
but
I can't protect you anymore." And then she just watched him kill himself, and she had no real feelings. I don't remember her crying or anything.
It was more like she was in a long period of shock. She was just stuck on shock for a minute, and then she started crying, and then it switched to another character. But it seemed like in that moment, she had realized she lost everything. Her father died. I mean, granted, yeah, she has his brain, but she can't really do anything with it because the one area that you can interface with Host's brains in, and she destroyed. She destroyed the cradle. And also, because she destroyed the cradle, she can't get Teddy or anyone back now. Because, the cradle was the Host's backup. When the Host was killed, they just reloaded their consciousness into a new body and kept it moving.
Right.
Now that the cradle's gone, it's permadeath for the Hosts.
Right. So when they're dying for real now.
So it makes us even more worried about Maeve because Maeve, for one, on paper, her spec sheet is through the roof. Like, she's amazing. And the capabilities that she's exhibited are awesome. But the thing that makes us afraid for her is she's been on a deathbed of sorts for the past 2 episodes.
Right. And and nothing really changed until Bernard came in. And, for the past 2 episodes, we've had Bernard going through this argument with Ford, which is weird because Ford is dead.
But somehow he uploaded his consciousness into the cradle.
Or so we're assuming.
Right.
Because even Bernard is like, I'm not sure if you're in my mind or not.
Right. And Bernard's brain is horribly fragmented. The comparison to him is, imagine a computer that its disk drive hasn't been defragmented in over 20 years.
Right.
Like, his brain is all over the place. He's so whacked out, he can't really tell what point in time he's actually in or if he's in a memory or not.
Which is pretty sad because, this is Bernard.
Yeah, and Bernard's really just been trying to help everybody out. He's been the good guy. Period. Even when Ford forced him to do stuff, it was against his will. He literally made Bernard check out so he can make him do whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And brought him back.
Yeah.
Because Bernard himself could not handle. He was so human, and that's the irony of him. He's the most human host there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dolores is exhibiting humanity by being vengeful.
That's because Bernard had no clue that he was even a host.
Yeah. He was going off of the cornerstone he had that was his past pain.
Right.
And his pain was so... It was palpable. It was a pain that everyone could identify with. Losing your son. Being estranged from your spouse. Because of work.
Yeah.
He's so relatable.
And then that moment where Ford had Bernard go to where Maeve was, and he was like, I just need you to get close enough so she can, read when I'm, give it to her. And then, like, toward the end, Ford is talking to Maeve, and he kisses her on her forehead, and she begins to rewrite her code, which is interesting. So we're looking to see what's happening with that.
Yeah.
And then you have the man in black. I don't know his real name.
William.
He's going through whatever he's going through, and you saw a few episodes, like maybe 2 episodes ago, prior to this one, his daughter had came into the scene.
We all thought she was dead.
And then boom, in this episode, he shoots his daughter. Because he thinks that everybody who's coming around him is a host, and he thinks that Ford is testing him. But for the past few episodes, we began to think that the man in black himself is a host.
Mainly because, I think the episode was called Fidelity or something like that. It was an episode where young William, he was talking to the leader of the CEO of Delos Corporation, James Delos, before he became the CEO. We come to realize that conversation was a test for fidelity. Fidelity doesn't necessarily mean as in relationships and stuff. Fidelity also means, like, let's say if you make a clone of somebody, how well can that clone act like you?
Right.
How well can that clone assume
hold
your
up
identity?
in your life?
So
without falling apart under the knowledge of I'm really not you.
Right. So that's what they're called, fidelity tests. There was another episode where Dolores was running a fidelity test on Bernard once after Arnold killed himself. So, and it's interesting because in that test, in the first episode, well, not the first episode, in the episode where they talked about the fidelity test, it was from the Man in Black's perspective. No one else really talked about it until after that episode, where it was kind of a thing where if you saw that episode, you know what's going on. So it makes me think that because he was so familiar with doing fidelity tests, did they make a clone of him? Well, not a clone, I'm sorry. Did they make a host copy of him, take the data in his brain? Because they also explained how simple they got the cognitive data from people. It was the hats. The moment you put the hat on, that thing was scanning your brain. I'm surprised no one died from that, but I digress. They could have just uploaded his consciousness into that body and fooled him into believing that he is really William.
Right. So, but at the end of this episode, like yesterday's episode, you see him cutting into himself. But we don't know. We'll see. The season's coming to a close. We don't know what else could happen. Can't wait till next Sunday. Cannot. So we can find out what's going to happen with Maeve. Bernard, the Man in Black. Was that his real daughter? Did he really kill her? Is he a fucking host? We don't know. We don't know none of this shit. Teddy's dead. How she's going to really feel about that. But it's Pride Month. Ow. So, I don't know if you guys have been watching the amazing, wonderful, awesome, dramatic,
beautiful,
astounding Pose. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm gay, but we're 3 episodes in the pilot plus 2 episodes, and I'm loving it. Like, genuinely, like, me and my family, we get in here and we enjoy it. Even the little kids, like, you know, he was talking about how the girls get dressed up and start dancing and stuff like that. I think it's cool because it's you know, families are able to see what you know, young gay men, women, trans went through in the 80s. So I think it's pretty cool. It started out real heavy. You know, we got Blanca, you know, let's start with Damon. Damon was kicked out of his house. His parents found out he was gay, wanted to dance ballet, so they got rid of him.
They also found he had a porn
mag. He had a porn mag, and his mother was like, you know, just renouncing, just give your life over to Jesus, and he was just like, there's nothing wrong with me. So he ended up living in a park, and that's how he met Blanca. But before he met Blanca had went to a doctor and found out that she was HIV positive. And this is the 80s where HIV medicine was AZT still,
that was it.
And people
AZT.
were still sick. So, you know,
she's back when it was a death sentence.
Yeah, basically. And her and the doctor even had a conversation saying, you know, it must be hard with you telling people that they have to die every day. So, you know, that was a little tough. But, you know, she's not letting that stop her. You know, we got her becoming a good house mother after leaving, you know, her shady ass, the House of Abundance, the shady ass house, Electra Abundance, the mother over there. You know, she begins to take on her people. You know, she takes on Damon, and she gets Damon into school, and, you know, she takes on Angel, and, you know, she shows Angel love that she's never even had before. And she even takes in people that, you know, that most people would just cast it aside. So Blanca is she's like really that gay mother character that a lot of people in the gay community are really dying for.
She's a revolutionary gay mother.
Right. You know, she went to the dance teacher and they was like, you know, we're full. And she was like, nah, you're not, basically.
Watch him dance,
and he's going to change your life.
And he did.
Yeah.
She watched him dance and she cried.
Yeah, and little did we know, we thought she was just a dance teacher, and come to find out yesterday, she's like, going to visit one of her old students who is in the hospital with AIDS, and he, like, when she walks in, like, he's dancing. But what really tripped me out was her and Pray Tell had crossed paths at this moment. They didn't even speak to each other. They were in the same elevator, got off, went separate ways. Pray Tell went to see his lover who was suffering from complications with AIDS, and the dance teacher went to go see her student who was suffering from the same thing. So it was a little thing of them showing that, that they're connected even at the smallest part. I mean, that's not small, but that's kind of big, but they're connected down the line.
Another thing, it also showed how AIDS isn't necessarily just something that affects gay people. It affected the dance teacher and moved her to a point where she ended up, unfortunately, taking her anger out on Damon.
Yeah.
But it moved her to that point. And a lot of people, still believe that AIDS and HIV is both a gay disease, when really that disease does not discriminate. It doesn't really care your race, your creed, anything.
Or age.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And I think that was what Ryan Murphy was trying to show when he had that scene open up where Pray Tell and Helena, that's her name, the dance teacher, when they got on the elevator to the hospital, didn't speak a word to each other, get off the elevator and both go their separate ways. Mm-hmm. They went to a ward that was full of people who had AIDS
and were not being taken care of. Like, the nurses were allowing the areas to still stay messy. They weren't cleaning up blood. They weren't cleaning up throw up. They weren't cleaning up anything.
That shit looked
and to even think that they were allowing this to happen here in America, I mean, it's not surprising at all. Let's be real. It's not surprising at all. Look where we are now in 2018, and that was in the 80s. Yep. Come on now. And these were people who were considered not people.
Yep. It's just interesting because Pose gives you such a raw, honest take on it. It's a raw, honest dramatization of the documentary Paris is Burning.
Yes. If you haven't seen Paris is Burning, it's on Netflix. I suggest you watch it because Pose is Paris is Burning dramatized. And Ryan Murphy has me terrified because we got you got Angel and her relationship with this nobody guy. He said himself he was nobody. It makes me uncomfortable. It's a relationship that really makes me uncomfortable because we have this married man who is infatuated with a trans woman, and he doesn't love her. He's just infatuated with her. He wants to control her. He wants to control who she sees and what she does, where she lives. He's obsessed with her.
And Angel's just taking that as love.
Yeah, because she's never been loved before. Like when Blanca gave her a red pump, where if you watched the episode yesterday, she talks about getting something for Christmas. She breaks down and cries all over a box of shoes, some red pumps. So, this is a story about kids who haven't found love in the right places and are finding love in the wrong places sometimes, and are finding love in the most unusual places. So I enjoy it. It has great actors. We got Dominique, who plays Electra Abundance. She is I think I have to say, she's the strongest. She's the strongest out of all of them.
Well, you gotta clap that up to the fact that she is a
British actress. Yeah. Right.
British actors go hard when it comes to acting compared to Americans.
True. And
like,
she's been acting since she was a child.
Right. And the way she delivers her lines is just pat, 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 pat. Like, you
right.
have to
like,
keep up with her.
Like when she was like, "No, bitch. No, I do not give you my blessing." I was like, whoa.
I felt that.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's like she walks on. It's almost like when she walks onto the scene, it's like all attention goes towards her. It's
right,
like she's a threat.
Like
period.
even yesterday when they stole the shit from the Salvation Army, the way they executed that, especially her, yo, she's
the queen of stunt queens.
Yeah, for real. For real. Like, the show is just amazing. Like, my family loves it. We love sitting and watching. Like, my older brother, he even wants to watch it now. He came in today talking about, I want to watch it because I saw them doing the poses and stuff like that. I thought it was cool. And, you know, they got the commentator, da-da-da-da. So, you know, I'm grateful to FX, Ryan Murphy, and, you know, everybody that's involved for doing this. And I hope and pray that people catch on and enjoy it instead of being like, why it's gay, fuck gay people.
And so what if they don't catch on to it? I think that this is groundbreaking for a show like this. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been a show that's had a predominantly trans cast.
Predominantly, like, for real.
And for them to touch on subjects in such ways, it's like they do it so subtly. They do it subtly, but when they need you to actually understand and see what's going on, it's almost like they grab you by your head and you're enthralled. You're just captivated.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Now we're sitting here wondering if Damon and his boo are gonna last. You know, because we already know Blanca's already like watching him. Mm-hmm. Then we got Lil Poppy and his dumb ass selling drugs when he was told not to. I don't think he really respects the family. Like, you know, I think he's one of them niggas who's like, I got a place to stay, and as long as I got this place to stay, I'm gonna enjoy it until that I get kicked out. And I cannot stand that concept of thinking. It's ignorant. It's just ignorant. I don't want him to get kicked out, but Mama has rules. Mama has rules. And I cannot wait to meet Electra's sugar daddy, played by Chris Maloney, who's an amazing actor. I don't know if you guys seen him. He's been in lots of drama, and not just cop drama. I'm talking about drama where
he was inmate in one. He was on Oz.
Yeah, Oz. Oz is one of my faves of him because he just went out there with that one.
I haven't seen anything of his that he's actually been bad in, to be honest.
No. And then will Elektra have a surgery?
I'm leaning toward yes.
We shall see. We shall see. Because, I mean, then she don't give a damn about her kids at all. They're going to steal that money and then she going to take it from her kids. We're going to have a good Christmas. You ain't shit.
I mean, let's be honest. Her house only exists of 2 people now.
Yeah, I don't even see the boys anymore.
Yeah, they left. They're gone. There's only 2. She only got 2 faithful followers in her house.
Crazy. But I don't know if you guys have been watching Netflix. It's exciting. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is back. I don't know how long it's been back, but I'm binging like hell. Binging it up like a nice piece of motherfucking cake. Because I love Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Her story, first of all, it's based on real story. I don't know if you guys know this. It's based on real story. But they've made it comedy. Maybe we shouldn't laugh at somebody who's kidnapped and has to, you know, live a life afterwards. But hey, we're Americans. That's what we do.
We have game shows about surviving.
Right. We have game shows about surviving. That's our lives. That's our lives. I love Titus. Titus is hilarious. A lot of people probably think he's annoying, but I think he's hilarious.
He's great comic relief.
Yeah, he really is. And until Kimmy came into his life, he was just not living.
Yeah,
so
he just stayed up in his
he stayed in his house. But so when she came into his life, you know, she helped him. She helped him a lot. So we're on season 4. It was short.
Yeah,
we're not gonna talk about that right now, though. It was short. Wait, did we finish it already?
Yeah,
we finished Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt already.
Yes.
Oh my god.
We finished it in like 1 or 2 days.
That's a mess. That's a mess.
I'm used to binge watching an entire weekend.
Right. I'm used to at least taking 2 days to finish 13 episodes. Yes, nigga, I'll finish a season in about 2 days.
Oh, I almost forgot. Orange is the New Black is coming out.
True.
But I'm really scared for it because I don't think it's season 3 now?
I'm not even sure.
I think it's either season 3 or season 4. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
It's a lot of good Netflix stuff coming back.
But I'm scared because the amount of content that they give people.
Yeah, they're cutting it down. Like Voltron. I love Voltron. I don't know if you guys seen the new Voltron. That's on Netflix. They're in season 6. Once again, it's short. It used to be hellish episodes, but now we're down to 6.
Yeah, because seasons 1 and 2 had like 12, 13 episodes. It's something that would, be an entire season. Meaty content. But after that, it was 6 episodes, 5 episodes, 7 episodes. And season 6 only having 6 episodes.
Now that I don't understand. That's how they do it, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. It's just like they just when we got ready to get into that show with what's her name? Oh Lord, Kathy Bates. They cancel it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Netflix. This is, mind you guys, this is a little Netflix segment. Netflix, you guys have to give people time to catch up. Sometimes everybody doesn't jump on that show right away because they have other shows to binge on.
Right. Not to mention,
did you honestly think we're watching one episode at a time? No. We're binging entire seasons at a time. Entire damn shows. Like, that's what we do. And then how the hell are we supposed to binge on 6 episodes? I can watch 6 episodes in a day. That's not binging. That's not satisfying. You bet, and the OA's coming. And you guys bet not do me like that on the OA. It's bad enough it already took her forever to write the script. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but damn. I mean, I understand the choices you guys are making. Like, but since 8, thank you for the 2-hour show finale movie that you gave us. But it's like you forced them to put so much in one. It's almost like I left too full. Yeah,
we had to get like it was the remaining of season 2 jam packed into 2 hours.
Right. With them, they also had to leave you feeling like everything's all right.
Yeah, and they went extra on making the ending and have a bow on it and be like, everything's fine, they're okay now. All threats have been removed. The Sensei cluster will live forever. You can bye now. And I guess it was weird because I'm so used to endings that either have cliffhanger endings or endings that have you going, oh shit,
right
at the end.
Right.
Sensei was just kind of, oh, okay, that's cute. All right, bye.
It was a mess. I mean, I enjoyed it. I love that little clusterfucks. That's it. That's exactly what it is. This is really a clusterfuck. The OA is coming back. Probably won't get that till next year sometime. But all I know is it better come.
And it better not be like 5 episodes. I was so upset.
No. So you probably won't hear me talk about the OA again until it comes or it's nearing. So, but as everything else nears, like Orange is the New Black, I'm gonna try not to binge, and I'm probably gonna try to talk about a few episodes at a time without throwing too much on you. But it all depends on how how they do their episodes.
It really just boils down to we'll see.
Man.
I need to find out when the next season starts. I heard it was either nearing the end of this month, or
they keep going later and later and later. It's like, you know,
I think the show's eventually going to run out of steam because
I mean, once they got rid of Pusey,
yeah, the show, to a lot of viewers, the show became political around her death.
Yeah. And, you know,
it was during a very turbulent.
When you're not, you know, a certain mindset that tends to anger you.
Yeah. So a lot of people were like, "This show's getting too political" and all that stuff. And I'm like,
"Well, I'm just trying to enjoy life and ignore everything else."
Yeah. Well, my thing is, I'm like, this is a show about women in prison. That's pretty political already. Because they're in prison for various reasons, and a lot of the reasons are bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, we've always treated women like shit,
and that's the permanent. Well, no, that's the thing the show's trying to tell us.
Yeah,
that the moral, I guess, would that be it?
Morale, maybe, I don't know.
Message? Yeah.
At any rate, it was great talking to you guys about television and movies and TV. I will talk to you guys again next Monday, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, United States of America, about Pose, Westworld, and whatever else catches my attention with movies and TV, but definitely Pose and Westworld. You damn better believe it. If you're not watching it, get on it. And get with your family. Hey, enlighten somebody. Open somebody's mind. Open somebody's eyes. Maybe to open somebody's heart. You know, but then again, some people may not. At any rate, it's been great. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And as always, be good.